About 750 miles north of Cape Town lies Bloemfontein, provincial capital of the Orange Free State and the judicial capital of the Union of South Africa. Its history goes back to 1846, when the old Dutch voortrekkers established a fort here as a protection from bands of hostile natives. Among the city's architectural attractions is this official residence of the Governor General, who visits Bloemfontein once a year as a representative of Her Majesty, the Queen of Great Britain. Bloemfontein in English means Fountain of Flowers, and the name is most appropriate, for no city in the world is more floral-minded. This building was the administrative headquarters of the Orange Free State before it became one of the provinces in the Union of South Africa, and it is now used as the seat of the provincial council. Many and varied are the floral species to be seen all around the town, but the flower that really put the bloom in Bloemfontein is the amaranthus, which is not unlike a blooming fountain, and we shall always think of it as the floral symbol of the city. About 15 years ago, in Bloemfontein's municipal zoo, a female Bengal tiger was mated to an African lion, resulting in the birth of a so-called liger, one of the rarest freaks in the whole animal kingdom, and here it is. His name is Raja. He can climb a tree like a tiger, roar like a lion, and he has inherited the fighting traits of both his father and mother. He is now being mated with a young lioness, for ligers cannot reproduce their species by mating with each other. Look closely and you can see the markings of a tiger on Raja's tail and body. The word liger is coined from the first syllable of lion and the last syllable of tiger. Every popular zoo usually has a star attraction, but nowhere in the zoos of the world do we recall ever having seen a liger. As a matter of fact, it is said that at the present time in all the world there are only 3 ligers to be found in captivity. A few hours' journey from Bloemfontein brings us to Kimberley, northernmost city of the Cape Province and the diamond capital of the world. The story of this unique little city parallels that of all remote settlements that were established by the discovery of natural resources such as gold, oil, and diamonds. All that is left to remind us of the fabulous Kimberley diamond mine that was discovered here in 1871 is this big hole from which over $250 million worth of diamonds were taken before the great depth of the open digging made it unsafe and impractical to continue its operation. It was abandoned in 1915, but other diamond mines are now operating just as successfully in Kimberley, and modern methods have added considerably to the establishment of the diamond industry. These little cars, called cocoa pans, are loaded with crushed blue ground, being taken to the washing plant, which is capable of treating 1,500 loads per hour. The average yield from 100,000 tons of blue ground is about 11 pounds of diamonds. The men who toil in the mines are taken to and fro their work in fast-moving elevators, known as skips. It is a revelation to see the number of laborers carried in one of these skips. Here comes a normal load. Count them and try and figure out how so many ever got into the little cage they're coming out of. Most of the labor used in the manual operation of the mines is recruited from native kraals. It is customary for the men to work a limited period in the mines and then return to their original homes with the money they have earned to buy a few wives and settle down. The story of diamonds is a romantic one, which has associated itself infallibly with wedding engagements for almost a century. As a matter of fact, the diamond market rises and falls with the marriage market. Some authorities believe that diamonds first attracted the commercial attention of mankind in India, where their value was developed by fabulous prices paid by wealthy Maharajas. Among the world's most famous gems is the Yonker diamond, of which this is a glass replica. weighing 726 carats. Here is a matrix with a rough diamond embedded in it, as it often looks when discovered. And this is a glass reproduction of the world-famous Cullinan diamond, weighing over 3,000 carats, the largest yet found by man. It was presented to King Edward VII as a gift from the Transvaal government. And now we behold a spread of real uncut diamonds worth approximately $100,000. From this collection, there may be fashioned a sparkling stone that will eventually adorn the engagement finger of some young miss in this audience. Who can tell? As an interesting sidelight in connection with the diamond industry, we visit the Kimberley Kennels to witness a performance by the noted De Beers trained dogs. Bravo! And he does it again. Aside from their ability as vaudeville performers, these clever animals are trained to be watchdogs for the diamond mines, and their training begins in this manner. Although they attack recognized decoys more or less in a spirit of play, they become quite ferocious when they go after real trespassers. Here is an example of muscular control that looks like slow-motion photography. The dog is taught not to touch the ball as long as it is moving slowly off the ground, the point being to make him understand the necessity of obedience under trying circumstances. Before leaving Kimberley, we paused to admire a modest monument which was erected to the memory of the local men who were killed in the defense of the town during the Boer War in 1899. This famous gun is known as the Long Cecil, and it was designed by an American in Kimberley during the siege. Here is a monument to Cecil John Rhodes, the Diamond King, who came to Kimberley as a mere youth, and through his shrewdness in buying and developing diamond claims, became a millionaire in his 20s. In later years, he generously gave the bulk of his great fortune to good works, especially the world-renowned Rhodes Scholarships, for which, if nothing else, the little town of Kimberley, as well as the world at large, is justified in honoring his memory. And it is with this thought that we say farewell to the land of diamonds.